All right, everybody, welcome to the channel. Danilo Caprick here, aka the best dressed man in tech sales, and today we're going to explain why tech sales is the hands down best career that you need to get into in 2023 and moving forward. So, what you can expect is we'll go into 5 specific reasons as to why tech sales is one of the best careers, and hopefully by the end of this, you'll have a perspective on why on earth you should get into this lucrative field. So, without further ado, let's dive in. All right, guys, so when it comes to the reasons, specific reasons why tech sales is the best career to be in, a little bit biased maybe, but still my opinion. The first thing is high salaries, right? We got to comment on that because let's be real, we're all working at the end of the day for money. Nobody's working for free, at least nobody that I know. So the salary component has to be right for any career to be really effective and enticing for us to join. So when it comes to the tech field, especially tech sales, the really enticing thing about it is that you get a high salary. And not only do you get a high salary, but you have almost 2 salaries. What I mean by that is, yes, you have your salary, but you also have a commission component as well. So for example, I have been in tech sales now for 9 years, and by the time I was in it for 3 years, sorry. By the time I was in my 3rd year, I was able to have a salary of $96,000. So let's be real, guys. I don't know many other career fields where you can stay in it for 3 years and get up to 96K as a starting salary. I think maybe a doctor, maybe a chemist, maybe something like that. But let's be real, there's not too many fields like that. So high salary is the first part. And to the comment on the piece I mentioned about having 2 salaries, you get that commission as well. So for example, this year I had a salary of $103,000 and I finished my year at $200,000 with commission. So again, high salaries in tech, they're not getting any lower, guys. If anything, they're just gonna get higher and higher. So high salaries is reason number 1 why tech sales is the absolute best career that you need to get into ASAP, no joke. All right, guys, so reason number 2 is one that a lot of people really sleep on. Like, I really want to hammer this point because a lot of y'all are not getting what I'm about to say to you right now. And that is the equity, the stocks, man, or the RSUs, whatever they're calling it. But in tech sales, every single time I have gotten a job since 2019, there's been an equity component. And even before that, when I had my first job in 2015, the company was already public, but there was an employee stock purchase program. And by the time I quit that job, I walked away with $23,000 in stock, just extra money that they had given me that I had earned over the years. So that's the other thing. A lot of companies do not offer you equity, right? If you're a doctor or you work at the hospital, they're not giving you stocks, right? If you're, I don't know, working at as a construction worker, or you're a makeup professional, or you're in, I don't know, any other field, they're not giving you stocks. They're not. And it's just a really obvious piece of compensation that a lot of people aren't aware of, or just they didn't know it even existed. So that's the second reason I highly recommend getting into tech sales, because you get an equity component as soon as you get hired. So for example, with my recent employer, they gave me something around 700 shares. And let's be real, let's just do a little bit of math, right? If I have 700 shares, and let's say each of them, when the company goes public, gets to, I don't know, we'll keep it somewhat conservative, let's say $150, right? $150 times 700 shares. I mean, that's $105,000 right there of just extra free money that I didn't do really much to deserve. So that's the thing, guys. A lot of y'all are missing out on the equity component. And I think this is something that a lot of people sleep on. So that's another reason why you wanted to get into tech sales, because you get that equity, you get that stock, you get those RSUs, and those can turn into life-changing money not before, but after you leave the company. So that's reason number 2, that equity. Don't forget it, okay? Reason number 3, this is something I'd never see anybody comment on, especially on YouTube. So I need to shed some light on this and make sure that y'all are aware about this. Number 3 is tech sales jobs will pay your bills in some ways. Let me be specific on this. For example, my job for the last 3 years, I have been since 2017. Let me get this right. Since 2017, you guys, my employer has paid for my phone bill. My employer has paid for my home internet bill. And they have also paid for my gym membership. So those are 3 expenses that have completely been dissolved out of my life. And it's all thanks to my employers. So that is another reason why I choose to stay in tech, because quite frankly, they're helping me pay my bills. Not only just through my salary, but they're giving me extra money to make sure that I don't have a lot of financial distress. And I super appreciate that. Makes life easier and also helps me save more, right? So why wouldn't I want to be in a field that helps me pay my bills? I really don't know any other fields that give you this kind of money for these certain expenses. I mean, when I tell my friends that I have my phone bill paid and my internet paid and my gym membership paid, they're like, what do you do? they're really amazed. They're like, where do you work? Can I get a job here too? And the answer is yes, you can. But you just have to find the right opportunities, all right? So that's number 3, tech sales, or just in tech in general, they will offer you some money to pay your bills. Usually if you're a remote employee, you can count on the home internet being paid for, your phone bill being paid for. In a lot of cases, they do give you a health and wellness benefit that you can use for the gym. And sometimes I actually know of a person right now who gets $1,000 a year in a travel stipend as well. So not only can you expect those type of bills to be paid for, but they might give you some extra stuff like a travel stipend or even a work from home allowance that you can use to deck out your office. So anyways, reason number 3, they're helping us pay the bills, guys. They're helping us pay the bills straight up. No other way around it, okay? All right, reason number 4 why tech sales is the best career that you should absolutely get into today is you get access to executives. What do I mean by this? Well, from 2014 to 2019, I worked at a company where the primary people I was selling to were CEOs, CMOs, CIOs, right? Chief Executive Officers, Chief Marketing Officers, and Chief Information Officers. No matter what, if you're talking to people that have a C in their title, right? They're Chief something. That is somebody that you're very lucky and fortunate to be around. Not everybody gets to be around C-level executives. And what you can do in this kind of work environment is you can learn from them, right? I was very lucky that I started to realize early in my career that, hey, I don't have to be afraid of a C-level executive. They're actually real people. And when I started to learn how to open up to these guys and women, a lot of them became my friends and mentors. And these are people that I still keep in touch with today. And because of that, my network is extremely strong. Also, these people have given me recommendations in places like LinkedIn, also written for other jobs, and that has really added a lot of credibility to who I am as a professional. So being able to have executives in your circle is really, really a strong thing that a lot of people don't get access to in their jobs, right? I don't know many people that are my age or that are in my friend group even that work with executives like I do. And because of that, I feel like I have an edge in terms of my network, in terms of outcomes that I can produce for other people, and the value that I can give to my clients. So every year I'm in tech sales, I'm meeting more and more executives, I'm creating a bigger and bigger network, and I'm able to do more things with that network. So overall, reason number 4 is in tech sales, you're gonna get access to executives who can become mentors, friends, and even provide favors over the course of your career. And if that's something that you haven't thought about, I highly, highly recommend you think about the type of people that you're getting to work with in your job too, because believe it or not, that makes a huge difference. All right, guys, so final and 5th reason why you should get into tech sales and why this is arguably the best career path ever is you get to learn extremely high quality skills. Not only are you going to learn the skill of sales and how to sell yourself or position value, but you're also going to learn how to do other things like really, really good communication. You're going to learn other things like delegating tasks and objectives to other folks that are on your team. You're going to learn how to really just become organized. You're going to learn how to speak in a manner that is well received. You're going to learn so many things from sales. And I'm sure if you take a look back at a number of successful entrepreneurs, whenever you ask them, you know, what's the career I should be in or what is a really good skill to have, a lot of them will say sales. And also, if you look at the track record of many entrepreneurs and successful business people today, they often got their start in sales. And I'm not surprised by this because why? In sales, you get to learn how to have that communication. You get to learn how to position value, you learn discipline, you learn a lot of things in sales. But you also get to learn to deal with rejection, right? That's another thing. So being able to be resilient, being able to be someone whose bounce back game is super strong, these are all very, very valuable skills that you can only learn in a field like sales, right? If I'm working at the store, at the mall, or if I'm, I don't know, name any other career. But you're not going to have that level of adversity and challenge and exposure to high level things. The last thing I'll say is, depending on the company you work for, let's say myself, right now I work for a data analytics company, and that knowledge that I'm getting about the market I'm in is extremely valuable. And that's going to make me extremely hireable and a very attractive candidate for future data companies and AI companies that might want somebody with some expertise. So the roundabout point here is that you're going to get access to learn a ton in tech sales, and you're going to learn about everyday professional skills like writing, communication, discipline, staying organized. But you're also going to learn about the market that you're in, and that can position you as an expert, as an analyst, as a who knows what in 5 to 10 years from now. So overall, let's go ahead and recap why exactly tech sales is the best career that you absolutely need to get into in 2023 and beyond. Number one, we said high salaries, right? Like I said, it took me 3 years to get to 96K as a salary. From there, it's only going up, right? So lucky me. Number two, the equity component. A lot of you guys are not getting equity in your jobs today. These companies do not want to give you equity. Come to tech, there's tons of equity to share. And like I said, it can turn into some life-changing money in a few years. Number three, they're paying the bills, guys. They're helping us pay the bills. They're giving us money for our phones, for internet, for the gym, for our education in some cases too. Why not get some free money, right? They're doing it. Number four, access to executives and networking, all right? There's no other job where you can get access to executives like in tech sales. And what's that gonna do? Balloon your network and allow you to create some really cool outcomes for other people and become a more valuable individual, straight up. And number five, last but not least, you're going to learn high quality skills that can help you develop as a professional, and you're also going to get really, really good exposure to a market that could potentially help you become an expert in your field 3 to 5 years from then. So overall, guys, hope you enjoyed the content. I hope this is a glimpse or a data point that you guys can use to fuel your desire to get into tech sales, because like I gotta say, man, it's been an amazing career for myself, very life-changing, and it's all really because of these things I've mentioned here to you today. So with that, guys, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit the subscribe button below. Also follow me on LinkedIn, drop me a DM if you think there's anything I can help with, and stay tuned for the next video. Bye, guys.